Hey girls, it's Alexia here at AMI Clubwear. We had a ton of requests on how I do my hair. I always have these big glamorous curls. It takes a little while, but the result is so worth it. So today I'm going to show you what I do. One of the first things people usually ask me is if my hair is real. And it is real. I've been growing it for a long time, but it's really important how you take care of your hair. So I'm just going to go over my routine a little bit. Basically, I try not to wash my hair more than every 2 days. I really like to use sulfate-free shampoos. I feel like they're healthier. This is a nice one from Detangling. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but this is a really good brand. You can get it at a lot of major hair salons or save money like me and get this at Marshall's. I paid $8 for this huge bottle. It also has coconut oil and moringa in it, which are really great for putting nutrients and moisture into your hair. Also, it's really good for you to use a deep treatment for your hair at least once a week, probably no more than that because they're really heavy. One that I really like is one by L'Oreal, and you can get it at Sally's. It comes in little packets. Once I'm done rinsing out my hair in the shower, if I'm brave, I do a cold water rinse to lock in shine. If I'm not, then I just, turn off the water and I wring my hair very gently. I kind of squeeze it, twist it a little bit. That's how I get most of the water out. And then, take the towel out and use a wide tooth comb in order to detangle hair. And always start from the bottom up. So start with the tangles down here, work your way up. Don't ever just get like a comb or a brush and start from the top raking through your hair because you're going to break it, cause split ends. It's no bueno. So the next step is to add a little bit of shine serum. I like Silk Drops by FX. You can get this at Walmart, I think, Target, CVS. You just get a little dime drop of it. Rub it together in your palms and start from your ends and just lightly coat your hair. Not too much because your hair will get greasy if you use too much, and then you're just going to be stuck with it like that until you wash it again. So in order to do my hair like this with the curlers, as you can see, I already have some in. I got inspired by Megan's hair tutorial, so make sure that you check that out. That's really going to give you the basics of how to do your hair with these heatless curlers. Don't be afraid if you think you look a little bit cray-cray. Don't worry. It's worth it to look a little like Medusa for about an hour or so to look like a supermodel for the rest of the day. I actually like to wind my hair from the bottom. First, brush this piece so that you can minimize the frizzies and flyaways, because with the air drying method that's more of a problem, but the results are worth it. So as you can see, just start wrapping the hair from the bottom. It's okay if it sticks out a little bit. And then kind of, just roll it up and catch that end there. And then you just roll it up. Try to keep it flat, not twist it up, or else you're going to just get this weird corkscrew look. So as you can see, I'm just wrapping it up. And then you leave about an inch at the top and you just kind of bend it over. And that hooks it, and it just hangs there, stays in place. And one thing I really recommend is that you alternate the direction of the curlers, so that way you don't get this one big giant curl, because when they're all facing the same direction, they like to just hook up together and it looks kind of weird. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo all of my curlers, and as you can see, I never do too much more than a 1-inch section, and that also is just going to make sure that you get the best result and it's going to dry the fastest. When you first take the curlers out, don't be afraid of how poofy or short it might look, because it's going to fall out. The longer you leave these in, the tighter your curls are going to be, so just kind of keep that in mind. If you don't want them to be so tight at first, then maybe taking them out before they're 100% dry is something you can try. You really just have to perfect what works for you, trial and error. So I'm going to keep working on my hair, getting these curls kind of loosened up. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you what I do to the top of my hair. Alright ladies, now that you have all of your curlers out, you might have teased your hair a little bit, just make sure that you play with the curls, because You know, they might be a little bit too tight for your liking. They might come out a little frizzy looking at first, but really to avoid those problems, I strongly recommend that you use a wide tooth comb. That's going to be very important, because if you use a brush like I did, you kind of run into the problem of the curls, especially at the ends. They might puff up a little bit. That's where you're going to employ your frizz serum just a little bit more, you know, kind of run it through a little bit. You can also tease it more. Some girls like to tease their hair up here on the sides. You know, it's whatever you're liking. You can style it, you can put it half up. The bottom line is you don't have to worry too much about the curls actually falling out, because they're pretty much going to stay there all day, possibly into the next day, depending on how you sleep and, you know, other factors during the day. So here's pretty much my finished look, and I'm going to continue to play with it a little bit more, but I think it looks pretty glamorous. My hair is Latin hair. You might be Caucasian, African American. Your texture is just going to be different. Megan's hair is wavy, mine is fine and straight. I have little fine baby hairs. So your hair is going to require different products and different methods and timing depending on its own individuality. One thing I do want to mention is don't leave the curlers in too long. Like I said, you know, the longer the better, but I mean that with a grain of salt. Like, a good hour and a half is probably just enough time. So just keep in mind that what works for me might not work for you. This is a guideline. You also definitely want to refer to Megan's tutorial, because she has a different method. She has a different hair type. You gotta experiment, figure out what works for you. Alright ladies, I hope that you found my tutorial helpful. These are just ideas and guidelines. You gotta figure out what works for you. But this is how I personally do my hair, and it gives me that lasting, glamorous look all day long. I hope it works for you, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure that you let us know in the box below. Love ya!